Before we get started, while my long conversation with ChatGPT runs in the background, let's briefly discuss tokens, what they are, and why it's important to understand them. A token is a unit of text. It can be a word, part of a word, or even punctuation. Every message you send, along with my responses, counts toward a token limit. Once this limit is reached, older messages may be forgotten. This essentially means that if you're having a long conversation with ChatGPT, the AI might start to feel stupid, not because it's broken, but because it's forgetting earlier parts of the conversation. So, how many tokens do you have? Well, that all depends on the version you're using. If you feel like ChatGPT is giving poor responses due to the token limit, here's a quick tip to work around this. If you feel like you've reached the limit and ChatGPT is no longer responding correctly, try asking it to summarize your conversation. You can then use that summary as a new prompt or a fresh starting point. This helps keep our conversation on track and ensures you get the most accurate and relevant responses. That's why I'm showcasing my long conversation in the background. Because some of the results were very bad, I'll show you exactly what I mean in the next session, where we'll be testing some of the code in Blender. But first, another thing to consider when talking about AI limitations is that multiple AI models exist, and even within ChatGPT, there are different GPT versions. You can find a link to the different GPT versions in the materials provided, where you can search for specialized models. For example, Planty is a GPT designed specifically to diagnose and explain why your plants might be dying. So, since each AI model or GPT can be trained on a different dataset and is designed for specific purposes, coding just being one of them, you might not get the best results if you're using the wrong model for the job. Another thing to understand is that most AI models are trained on large datasets, so their responses won't always reflect the optimal solution. Instead, they provide what has worked before and what has been frequently used in the dataset. Essentially, AI stitches together and reuses its data and solutions, rather than creating something truly original every time. So, even if you get a response that works, it may not be the most efficient or optimized solution. It's simply a solution that has historically functioned. And what can you take away from this? Well, rather than AI making you a master of a tool or field you've never used before, it's more of a competence booster. AI provides a strong baseline, allowing you to jump into any coding language or program and achieve solid beginner to intermediate results quickly. And should you already be a master, AI can help automate tasks you already know how to do, making your workflow faster and more efficient. All of this means that you, as the operator, should always question the outcome and work with the bits and pieces that are actually correct for your specific use case. Now, let's dive into some of the Python code that was generated during my conversation with ChatGPT and see how it turned out using Blender 4.2 to run the code.